Hey everyone, welcome to another video by me, Finity, and this is a segment that we're calling the Theory Crafter's Corner. Now in this segment we go over some possible changes that can happen in the game. Maybe it's to a character, maybe it's to a concept, but it's just theory crafting on the game and trying to see how we can help the community and the game become better. Today we're going to focus on a new concept that I'm calling the Collection Captain. Now the Collection Captain is going to be a concept that would be potentially for making some of the more useless characters in the game a little bit more useful. To start off, I want to give a shout out to Malia Bean, Cheeky Cutie, and McLeod, because the initial step was to try and look at maybe the top 10 characters that had the littlest gameplay in the entire SWGOH game. And from that, I looked at the 10 characters and tried to come up with a concept on how they could become more relevant in the game. Now, you have to be careful about reworking characters repeatedly because you constantly shift the meta, you have new characters coming in. It's not very feasible to have every character become viable in Arena in some point or another. So there are some other avenues that we can take, and that's what this explores. So let's jump into it. So the first thing we'll need to do is define the mechanics behind the Collection Captain. Now, one of the things they'll need to do is add a certain tag called the Collection Captain to certain characters, and these would be the ones that would be available to be put into that slot. You would also need to create the new Collection Captain slot that would allow players to select which ones they want to put in. The third one would be that each Collection Captain will have an ability that will provide a passive bonus to all characters and game aspects, regardless of whether or not the character is in the squad. So, as a little bit of foreshadowing here to the fifth one, these effects will take place in the light side, on the dark side table, on the Cantina battles. We don't want it so that you have to use these characters in the combat itself in order to get the bonus, but if you set this character as a collection bonus, the bonus will be there no matter what. The fourth one is that the Collection Captains will have a 24-hour period where they will have no effect of their Collection Captain ability. This is primarily in order to dissuade the benefits of two Collection Captains on any given 24-hour period. Because there will be some Collection Captains that give bonuses to either a light side or a dark side, or potentially gear, we want to make sure that it's fair across the board, and the Collection Captain that's being selected is one that's intended to be kept long-term, not just for any particular day. And so because of that reason, the Collection Captain would have a 24-hour period where there would be no effect, but after 24 hours, it would kick in. And then the fifth one is that the passive bonuses from the Collection Captains will be applied to the following game areas: Galactic War, Challenges, Fleet Challenges, Light Side Table, Dark Side Table, Cantina Battles, Mod Battles, and Mod Challenges. So these will not be effects that take place in Raids, Squad Arena, or Fleet Arena, where there is an aspect of competition against other players, more so than these other game modes where it's more against kind of PvE, or player versus environment aspects. So currently, this is how our Cantina page looks. And here would be the way that I would propose that we change it. You'll notice in the top left that you can now select your Collection Captain. You'll notice in the screenshot that I have Coruscant Underworld Police selected as my captain, and you'd be able to select whoever you want through this page. So the question still remains though, how do you get players to actually level up, gear up, and star up these characters? There would be a system in place where the level, the gear, and the stars of the character directly impact what percentage of the full effect of the character you would get. You'll notice that the stars comprise of 1/3 of the total overall effect, gears also for an overall 1/3 effect, and level for 1/3 effect. These will also scale as you increase gear level and level cap, so that any character would need to be maxed out in order to get the full effect of the bonus. So now let's look at some of the potential Collection Captain abilities. In keeping with the theme of the characters, Coruscant Underworld Police is catching dark side characters, so he would provide an additional shard every time you get a shard of a dark side character from light side hard nodes, dark side hard nodes, Cantina nodes, or if you get them from the Galactic War nodes as a drop in the reward chests. Similarly, Mob Enforcer, being a dark side character, is able to catch more light side characters, so you would get the additional light side character shards from Mob Enforcer as your captain. Next up would be IG-100 Magna Guard, and his ability as a Collection Captain would be that all characters now have a 30% chance to counterattack. Then you have Bodhi Rook, who would give all ships 30% more damage. Now these two characters would be focused primarily on increasing the damage output of your squads, making some of the things in the game a little bit easier. Night Sister Acolyte would give all characters 10% protection on a critical hit. And Ugnaught would give a 5% chance that all non-shard drops from light side nodes, dark side nodes, galactic war chests, mod challenges, mod battles, challenges, fleet challenges, and cantina battles are doubled. The next 4 characters are ones that are designed to give specific classes of characters a bonus. So the first one is a and he is going to end up giving each character 30% turn meter whenever they use an ability that isn't an attack. Then you have Jedi Knight Guardian, who will give tanks a bonus, as all tanks will now get 50% increased defense. For attackers, POW would provide a collection bonus that whenever a character uses a basic attack, the character has a 50% chance to reduce all of their cooldowns by 1 turn. Talia, being a healer, would increase all healing effects by 50%. So that's the idea for the collection captain and 10 potential examples of captains you could select into that slot. Tell us what you think in the comment or on the Discord. I'll see you next time on the next Theory Crafters Corner.